Assassin Teemo on duty!
Hello summoners, I'm the Heavy Jesus and this is my Teemo guide. Teemo is the most annoying champion in the league, at least from a community standpoint. He is also widely considered to be useless. This combo of useless and annoying keeps people from taking him seriously. But why? I have the answer. Most people build Teemo as an AP burst mage. This type of Teemo is annoying due to high damage, but useless because his high damage shrooms are not team fight friendly, and building app leaves him very squishy. Lacking any type of sustain whatsoever means he can't do more than shoot a couple of darts before becoming a Teemo sandwich. Another aspect is that Teemo usually goes top because he can counter melee attackers effectively. But yet again, since people build him squishy AP, there is no tanky bruiser top laner, forcing support and junglers to take tankier alternatives, which is not always possible. However, with my way of playing Teemo, you will not only be annoying, but very resourceful. By building high amounts of attack speed, attack damage, lifesteal, and movement speed, Teemo can be a high damage speed demon that can split push like a motherfucker, chase people through thick and thin, and act as a secondary AD carry for your team. Letting him not only be a great lane pusher, but an effective team fighter. Before we start talking about gameplay tips, let's go over the setup quickly. Go 9-21-0, focusing on attack speed and AD in offense, and whatever you enjoy most on the defensive tree. A large problem for Teemo is his squishiness. Teemo's annoyance comes from his toxic shot basic attacks, which doesn't require any large investments in the offensive mastery tree. Instead, we patch up his weakness by investing in extra health regen and max HP, and giving him tenacity and other goodies to let him escape more easily. By taking all these defensive choices, we can make room for a full-out offensive item build. For runes, go with flat AD marks and quints, armor yellows, and magic resistance blues. This will give large amounts of early harassment possibilities, so you can set lane dominance early. My suggested summoner spells are Ghost, and your choice of second summoner spell. Ghost is core, because you can stack it on top of your mover speed bonus on your W, and the bonus from Zephyr, which is a core item. Ignite, Flash, or Teleport are excellent choices depending on how you want to play. Take whatever spell you like most, and pair it with Ghost. This is your core build. Basically you will be playing Teemo as an AD carry, except you are putting him top lane. Bloodthirster will gives you the most AD possible, and sustain to go with it. Runaan's Hurricane lets you clear minion waves in seconds. Zephyr gives you high amounts of movement speed and tenacity to stack on your defensive tree. And Last Whisper lets you negate their armor in the latter game. After you've gotten these items, your last item should be Guardian Angel, but you can replace it with another item if you feel threatened by something specific. Great. Now that you know the setup, let's move over to gameplay. When walking out of base, it is advisable to bring high amounts of reg into lane. I suggest Cloth 5, or Adoran's Shield and Pot. The idea behind Teemo's landing phases is heavy damage auto attacks. Follow this leveling path for the first 4 levels, and then maximum E, Q, then W. With all your free damage, you want to auto attack your enemy whenever they step into your auto attack range. You don't need to build offensive items early, you just need levels to upgrade your damage. The defensive starting items you have will let you out-trade your enemy. Use your movement speed to dodge their abilities and keep auto-attacking them. This early in the game, no one can really stand up to you. Zone them from farming and rack up the CS. I advise that you take the warding totem with you to lane, and when you hit LVL 9, you change to sweeping lens. This is because you will get shrooms to place everywhere, and at level 9, the cooldown on sweeping lens falls from 180 seconds to 90 seconds. This is optimal for maximum vision control in your lane so you can split push and not worry too much about getting ganked. When it comes to item choices during laning phase, I suggest getting the Bloodthirster as early as possible. It is very gold efficient, but getting a blunt 1550 gold on your first back isn't always possible. Do it if you can, and if not, get attack speed shoes and vamp scepter, and grab 1 or 2 Doran's blades. You also want the hurricane early too. This way you can push very fast. The hurricane procs only 50% of your basic attack damage. But your poison shots are a non-hit effect, and will proc full damage. This destroys entire minion waves in seconds. After the laning phase ends, you should take advantage of your global taunt and relieve pressure in other lanes by pushing as hard as you possibly can. This forces the enemy to either come and attempt to gank or lose their turrets. Put mushrooms around tight jungle pathways to maximize the chance that an enemy may walk over them, and as soon as the enemy shows up where you might be in a bad spot, hightail your ass back to base. Since you're packing Ghost, you can use the Zephyr Ghost Scamper Hyper combo to go supersonic. Walk over mushrooms you have placed and be as much of a nuisance as possible. Just make sure you do not die in the process. Continue this strategy until you eventually start fighting with your team and going into latter game. Late game you are a secondary AD carry. For this reason I stress that you should have a high CC jungler like Malphite or Hecarim, who can disable enemies in a team fight scenario. Stay in the back and be safe, using your vast mobility to kite your enemy and focus down the closest targets. Because Teemo has a blind, it makes him exceptionally good at dueling auto attack based enemies, and can use his speed to chase down and murder unsuspecting enemy AD carries. That's all I had to say about Teemo. Leave your feedback in the comments. If you like what you see, subscribe or watch my other videos for more ways to creatively play League of L. Good luck summoners, let your enemies tremble at the sight of the yodel.
You can't not predict that at this level of play. This is silver. Come on.
2 flashes and exhaust.
They both flash for the support. This is silver though.
I have slain an enemy.